record this call and have it up on our YouTube channel too, and the transcription as well. And the reasoning behind it is that so people can go and take a look at not only just this call, but at all the material that we are uploading over there. So it gives them an insight, because usually what happens is I have to get on a call and walk them through everything. So I thought we might as well have all that content out there. Zayan, I'm just going to start off with my presentation and the brochures and everything. I'm not going to take more than maybe 20-25 minutes, half an hour, and then we'll move on over to you, because I know I've asked you to introduce yourself to everyone and how you're one of the pioneering students who joined our program, and she's been with us with the very beginning. So that's very good. And okay, so and it's a presentation, but we're going to be discussing all the slides amongst ourselves. So Azam, Helio, feel free to talk about it. I know you guys have more information about it than I do from a technical perspective. So okay, so I'm just gonna start sharing my screen. Just a sec.
Oh yes, of course. Actually, you can take your time, because I'm just gonna take maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It's not gonna take long.
Okay, okay, that's fine. That's all right. Thanks. Okay, so hopefully you can see me. Okay, okay, there you go.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, just a sec. And there we are. Okay, so I'm not going to go into that mode. I'll just keep it like this, because I think the text is very much readable. So yeah, so we're going to be talking about today about obviously our solution that we are building, and it's going to be a product overview, because I want you guys to know, and I'm referring to the our AI interns at the moment, what our product is, why are we launching it, who are we launching it for, how it works, what are the technical intricacies, because I want these people to be at the level that if someone questions them about it, because last week I had a couple of instances where our interns, especially there was one at King Faisal hospital. So he had a conversation with the doctor, and he wasn't able to put the entire perspective forward. And then I was connected to the doctor and I explained everything. So I want everyone to come to that point, that they can explain the product on their own, and they can give a brief introduction about the product, because that's one of the plus points of having brand ambassadors out there, that they can talk to people and connect and so on. So I'm just going to move forward. Okay, so there are 3 products or sub products that we're dealing with, but all of them are intertwined, they're intermingled together. Azam will better explain that in a little while once we get to the diagrams. Both Helio and Azam were very kind enough in the morning to send me a couple of diagrams on, you could call it a solution architecture, not really, but it just gives you a holistic overview of what the solution is and how it's supposed to work. So we've got 3 modules at the moment. Obviously, we've got the neuroalzheimer's predictor, which is the main portal that you guys see. And then we've got the neuroalzheimer's analyzer, which I call the neuro analyzer. So we've got that over there. And then we've got another sub-module that we're working on, which is the agentic neuro assistant. And obviously, AI agents and agentic work is very popular these days. People are using LLMs, and we obviously wanted to integrate all of that into our solution. So I'm going to move forward with the predictor first. So now I'm answering the question of a few students over here who seem to be under the impression that this is just a 2D, 3D CNN learning model. It's just computer vision. What we do is we take MRIs or scans from 100 people or 100,000 people, and we build a model, and then we seek a comparison with the image of a new MRI that a doctor may have. It's not as simple as that. It's way more complicated. It's because it's something to do with the brain. It's not an X-ray of the bones that we're dealing with. That okay, you can match it to an X-ray which had a fracture, which had a double fracture or a hairline fracture. This is stuff related to the brain. It's far more complex, and it requires a lot more than simple computer vision or simple image analysis or comparisons. So what happens is okay, so we compare the images, yes, but the reports that we generate, They're also going to be based on explanation AI or explainable AI, XAI. Now, what that does is that not only tells a doctor that, okay, your MRI is, or your patient's MRI, the current one you have is matching to test case number 96 or 99 or 1025 or whatever the match is to. It's going to tell them, okay, this is the match and this is how it is matching. So for example, we've talked about the neuroimaging pre-processing stuff like tissue segmentation or registration or skull stripping. So we've done, remember, uh, by the time we get to this model, our model has already done those steps in a single hit in real time. And then the system is going to tell um, the doctor, okay, this is the match, and this is why there's a match. There's a match in this specific area. It's going to highlight the area. It's going to color the area. It's going to illustrate it. And for example, this white matter that you see in this specific part of the brain, and this white matter is matching in the same specific reason to an MRI that we've had in the system, or more than a few MRIs, maybe it could be as well. So it's going to give you specific reasons, then it's going to give you technical reasons from a medical perspective as well. And essentially what it's going to do, it's going to standardize diagnosis. Because at the moment, what's happening is if you take 5 different neurologists, you show them the same report, okay, they might concur on the whole, but once you get into the nitty gritty and the intricacies of it, they might have different explanations as to why they came to that conclusion, or they might not come to the same conclusion anyways. They might have different conclusions altogether, because Alzheimer's and dementia are very subjective matters. So very, very subjective. It's not like mathematics. It's not clear and cut. It operates most of the time in a very gray area. So it's not black and white. So it's going to give that explanation. It's going to standardize that diagnosis, and it's going to let the doctor know, okay, here's what's happening. This is the transparency. This is the actionable prediction, and this is how you can move forward. So I think it's going to really, really help specialists. So that's one part of it. Now, we've gone through this before. I just put it in the presentation again because a lot of the students, they don't know what ADNI stands for. They don't know what OISIS stands for. So I've had a couple of people who messaged me privately asking if this was a medical inference. I said, no, it's not a medical inference. These are organizations. You can look them up on the websites. They have their own websites. They're based in the United States, and they specialize in giving out neuroimaging data for research purposes. So, and ADNI especially specializes in Alzheimer's data. That's what the A stands for. So we've used data from them. Now, if a doctor asks you that, okay, you're using data from them, but tell me more about this. You can tell them that these are established companies. The data is verified, and they've got experts who have diagnosed the problems related to the MRIs that they're giving us. So it's something that is foolproof. It's not something that is prone to error. These numbers are important because they've used more than 2,500 patients, and they have given us more than 100,000 MRIs and MRI slices. There's cross-validation, there's benchmarking that sort of solidifies the training data. If our training data is not solidified, our models will be flaky. Remember that. The performance isn't going to be as good, the accuracy is going to be down. This is reliable data that we're using. So this is also a very important point that I want all of you guys to know, especially when you're talking to doctors. One of the first few questions a neurologist is going to ask you, where are you getting the data from? Because it's not very easy to get data from hospitals. It's next to impossible, actually. But King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center, the one we are collaborating with, has agreed to share data with us. So that's a very, very major breakthrough. Okay, moving on. Okay, so we've got the, uh, obviously we're talking about the tech stack over here, and we're using React and Next.js for the front end, and then there's a fast API-based backend as well. It's real-time prediction. The storage is secure. So for those of you who have a question related to cybersecurity, remember this is patients' data, and hospital data we're going to be dealing with. So we have to be compliant with obviously healthcare privacy regulations, and we have to make sure that we keep the data safe, because that's a big no-no if the data isn't secure. Regarding the deployment, okay, so I know Helio had a inquiry earlier this morning when I was chatting with them, because I had reworded some of the stuff that Adam sent me, and the implication that was given in my writing wasn't what it should have been. So I know Helio is going to rewrite that a bit, and he's going to send it to us, and I will share all of that with the group again. But on the whole, what's happening is the deployment is based on Docker containers. The infrastructure has CI and CD pipelines. Now, the obviously, if you have any technical questions, you can forward those to Azam later on. But the reasoning we're using this architecture is, um, sorry, Zayan just messaged me. Zayan, I'll just take a look at your message. So the reasoning we're using this is we want to be able to commercialize this solution at the earliest. As soon as it is ready, the clinical trials are done, and the hospitals have given us the green light. So what's going to happen is we want to get this through the door immediately. And this architecture that we're basing it on, the deployment architecture, is really going to help us. We're going to use the CI/CD pipelines. We're going to that's how we're going to integrate with the hospital systems that we eventually want to sell the solution to, and we're going to get it out of the door. So moving on, now I'm just going to briefly talk about the neuroalzheimer's analyzer. I call it the neuralizer. Now, this is the second module. Now, what this is doing is this is going to allow the doctor to not only upload the MRI, but the MRI is going to, all the information will be extracted and derived from the MRI. It will be stored in the system. Alongside that, the physician or the consulting doctor will be able to ask qualitative questions from the patient, and those question and answers, that interactive question and answer session is going to be uploaded over here as well. So it's going to ask the patient questions like, it's going to be generic questions like age or sex or background. Also going to ask questions like, okay, what's your diet, what's your lifestyle, do you have any history of mental disease in the family? If yes, then go into an explanation. So all that information is going to be uploaded over there. Obviously, it is GPT and LLM based, and just going to ask Azam to, he knows better than me, so I'm going to ask Azam to explain a little bit and just tie it in with the predictor. Azam, please. Azam, I think you're on mute. Hold on.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
Okay. Basically, the neuro analyzer is based on the information, as Sir Ahmad says, that the social information and other things, the clinical data and your reports, and also get the information from our model, predictor model inference, and combine such things. They interact to the different LLMs, like group model. Recently, I used DeepSeek and group model, and in future we also plan to make some offline over neuro-based LLM. And after getting some information, it generate a report. Basically, the reports based on the information of our predictor model, and some information get from LLM according to the solution of our prompt, and the report is in the down layer format, in both format, in English and Arabic form, because basically we deploy such solution in Saudi Arabia, and many people do not know basically some problem regarding the understanding of English language. Now we generate our report in both the extracts. Basically, the main theme of Alzheimer is that, and after uh, that, we also have make a diagram. And wait a minute, uh, show my screen. Are you see my screen?
Yes, Azam, if you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
just enlarge it a little
Uh,
bit.
uh, okay, I explained that
Okay.
only the one portion. The portion in the left hand side and the right hand side, I think so it's better. First of all, in the large perspective, we get the data from different sources like MRI scan, genetic data, cognitive test, and patient history. All the data stream is aggregated in our data input stream. And our Alzheimer analyzer get the data from the streams. And after getting the data from the stream, she gets some inference from our predicted model. You see that the line, and after getting the information, they make a data fusion engine. We create an engine which based on the tabular and time series data. And after that, uh, I also built a transformer from the calculation of our risk correlation. And at the last, it get the results as a progression-based score, like 0 to 4 range. Something that if the person have early level Alzheimer disease, early level disease, it show the value of 0. If here person have no disease, it show the value of 0. Every person have some Alzheimer at early level, give a digit 1, and so on. Basically, this is the processing of the back end of the analyzer, and all the stream correlate with LLM. I think so. The other models are also uh, like predictor models, as Rahman explained that we process the data from skull stripping and other steps, and after made a 3D CNN model, which get the feature extraction from hypocampal atrophy. Explain that there are many proteins layers are already extracted on the side of brain, and we calculate such things through feature extractions. And after that, we predict that which type of Alzheimer disease impairment probability, like the early probability, like the moderate, and like the mild. And the third thing is our agent. I think so. The agent is the latest product of our neurocognitive product. It product basically based on our previous two products. Is a merger of predictor and Alzheimer, but it's built like just like a agent, just like a reasoning chatbot. And our chatbot get the information from predictor and analyzer also, and create a orchestration model. Basically, the orchestration model is an automation model which maintain and calculate the organize the automations things like the connectivity through API and the connectivity to the predictor and analyzer model. And after that, we validate something, the results of the predictor and analyzer, the cross verify validation module. And on the basis of that, we create a decision engine. Basically, this is a diagnostic engine. On the basis of such diagnostic engine, the XLMLI report generator generate a report, and this report is based on the different visualizations schema, like the period game methods and other things. And at the last, such reports output shows to the clinical outputs. The clinical output like the Alzheimer detection alerts, like the prevention plans, diet plan, and other things. That's overall a brief abstract of the integration and individually working over a model. I think so. Sir Ahmed, carry on.
Okay, okay. I'm just going to start sharing again.
Okay, I stop sharing.
Okay, just a second. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay, there you are. Okay, so yes, so Azam talked about the neuro analyzer, and essentially what's going on is all that information is getting captured. It's going to get run through the model. Obviously, at the back end, it's GPT based, and what happens is then we get the generated report, which and it's very important to mention over here. I know some students who had the question that what language do we get the report in? So the report will be in English as well as Arabic. Arabic because we are launching in Saudi Arabia and we have to consider the local language. And that is going to be a first because right now what's happening is that the reports that are generated are for people who are trying to develop systems like ours. It's usually in English 99% of the time. So this is going to be a innovative subject that what we're doing is we're giving the output in Arabic as well. Now, the confusion that students had in their mind was that is the programming, is the AI programming being done in Arabic? But that is not the case. The programming is in English. It's just the output, the report that we get in PDF format. That's the one that you're going to have an option with, whether you want it in English or in Arabic. So that's a difference over there. Saudi Arabia is investing a lot right now in developing AI coding and models that are going to be developed in Arabic language, but it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of resources. So that's the difference over there. So I just wanted to let you guys know from a technical perspective that the programming and everything is in English, but what matters is that the report that the doctor and the patient will see will be in both in English and Arabic. Obviously, you have a lot of patients in Saudi Arabia who do not know English, some doctors as well. So that's why it has to be in Arabic as well. So that's one point. Moving on, yeah, Azam talked about this a little bit, the conversational user interfaces. It's going to be real-time LLM access so that any interaction that is going on with the MRI that the patient has provided or the information that the patient is giving to the doctor and it's being uploaded to the system, it's going to be captured. And in real time,
Uh,
we're going to have LLMs in the background. Um,
basic, Basically, this CUI is a new interface. In the past, all the application based on the GUI, graphic user interface, but conversational user interface, basically a canvas type interface. You also see that all the LLMs are in the base of LLMs. The main area, the layout is a scrollable area, and in the left side, your store history and other information and other things are embedded in the right side of the area. This is also a scrollable area, and we also follow such things in our chatbot because when we interact to the agent, in the meanwhile, the agents just like that perform the different agents to see that just like that is a event driven AI things. All the things are already settled in the prompts and the events, which event is triggered and which the information is gathered and collected on the site. And this CUI area is basically the state of the art of the recent chatbot and also deployed such thing in the help of Chainlit and NextAI and React components.
thank you, Azam. Thank you for the technical overview over there. For the layman, especially since I have business meetings and I have to explain all those things to people who do not know the technical side of it. Essentially, this is a neuro assistant. It's a chatbot. Patient and doctor conversations going to be going on. Doctor's going to be asking questions from the patient. That's how it ties in with the neuro analyzer as well, as Azam explained. And what's going to happen is that because it's LLM multi-agent based, multi-agents behind the system, they're going to prompt questions as well that the doctor might be missing. So doctor's going to ask a list of protocol questions from the patient, but sometimes they miss some questions. So not only is this agent not going to help the doctor not miss any questions, but it's going to come up with other questions that it feels that might be necessary to come to a solid conclusion or solid diagnosis. It's going to be giving out other pieces of information to the patient and the doctor as well that might be useful. So, for example, it might be give a prompt to the doctor that okay, this patient needs to adjust his lifestyle, or this is the diet that this patient needs to follow, or might even be giving out geographical information. For example, if this patient needs a physical therapist, here's a list of physical therapists that are near the address or near the location provided by the patient. So stuff like that. It's going to be holistic. It's going to be something that provides extra information that doctors and patients can benefit from. And essentially, if I know you people know about Chat GPT and use it, so you go to Chat GPT, you give it a task, like, okay, organize this document into a presentation, or I want this in a different format, or whatever. And you see the prompts that it can gives you. Do you want me to simplify it? Do you want me to expand it? Should it be in bullet form? So those prompts sort of interact with you, and then that it helps you come up with answers, and then you get to the final stage whereby you get a an output that you are satisfied with. So it's something that is similar, but obviously the objective is that it's interpreting neurological data, helping you support decisions, and it's really going to help neurologists and healthcare
Um,
professionals, and eventually patients as well.
I interrupt you, Sir Ahmed. One important thing is also built-in feature in narrow over agentic narrow systems. Basically, it's gathered all the information in the memory. And after the point, it also suggests that if someone person had diagnosed some disease, the automatic 1 week, 2 week, yeah, 1 month history or regarding to your exercise plan and your diet plan also built in such model. And also you got your appointment according to the geographic area of your location. You set your mobile phone, yeah, someone else. uh, the agentic over neuro system also guide you the nearest point of doctors and their information. And I plan that you got the appointment also such doctor through over agent. This is an extra feature which is also embedded in the agentic agent.
Perfect, Adam. Perfect. Thank you. And yeah, that's about it. So deployment for this is very similar to the first two. So it's going to be seamless with existing healthcare IT systems, and it's going to rapidly update, and it's going to save time and money, especially when it comes to integrating with our future customers, which is the bigger hospitals. Yeah, so these are the three core product offerings that we're giving out right now. We hope to develop these through this year, and hopefully, inshallah, start deploying them by next year in the commercial setting. Again, these are scalable, interpretable, clinician focused design, and it's obviously aligned with the 2030 Vision 2030 goals that Saudi Arabia has. Now, before I hand it over to Zayan, I'm going to keep the session short. Before I hand it over to Zayan, I just quickly wanted to show you a couple of um, brochures that we've come up with. So the first one is a white paper. I'm just going to quickly walk you through it. I've spent about a couple of weeks on it, so I wanted to pass it by you guys. Take a look at it. I've sent it out in the group as well, and you're most welcome to give me your feedback and remarks on it. It's an overview of how we are coming to Saudi Arabia, and how we aim to bring this solution to the kingdom. It's going to enhance neurological healthcare. It's going to help doctors and institutions, medical hospitals, detect neuro diseases like Alzheimer's earlier. That's essentially what the executive summary covers. It's based on its machine learning and GPT-based LLMs. Um, the strategic vision, it's just an overview, but this is what it's doing. It's expanding neurological care access. More people are going to break barriers and be able to get this treatment. They're going to be able to get it in rural areas as well, where they don't have many big neuro hospitals or hotshot neurosurgeons or doctors that can diagnose problems that they may have. Maybe they just have access to MRI machine, and that's it. And that's essentially that's all that's needed. So at least to get an initial diagnosis, and then maybe they can travel to a bigger city and try and get medical access over there. So this is going to be a very big thing for people living out in rural areas. Number one. Number two, another plus point is it enhances provider efficiency. Not only does it standardize the diagnosis being given out, but it saves time and money for both the patient and the doctor. A doctor can see more patients in the given time with this solution. So, for example, if a doctor is seeing 3 patients a day, I think they can double their efficiency with help of this system. They can do a lot more. So there's a lot more care being given out at lower cost, less testing required. So it's going to help both parties. One of the representatives of a hospital in Riyadh, I'm not going to name the hospital, he said that, okay, but we are making money on all the tests that we do. How am I going to go explain it to the hospital that all this testing isn't allowed? So I said, well, look at the bigger picture. You're going to be providing relief to a lot of people, and then maybe you can adjust your pricing that you charge for this test that you're going to be giving out to patients. So 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 you have to look at it from all perspectives. Obviously, there's early diagnosis. With Alzheimer's, usually by the time you get diagnosed with it, it's too late and you can't do anything about it. Remember, if you get diagnosed early in your 40s, mid 40s, early 40s, late 40s, there's something that can be done about it. Even if it's not curable 100%, you can delay it, you can take care of it. If you get diagnosed by the time you're in your 60s, you're done. There's nothing that can be done. So it can give you a good lifestyle for an extra 10 to 20 years easily if you can get diagnosed early with it. So it's like a silent killer. Right now, it's called a silent killer, and you can ask any doctor. So that's what we want to do. We want to catch it early. So these are the 4 points. We enhance the provider efficiency, we catch it early, we are able to integrate our system into current existing hospital workflows, and we can provide care for everyone. So aside of that, the tech foundation, obviously Azam and myself have talked about it. I'm not going to dive deeper into it. Obviously, we're using deep learning and multimodal analysis, LLMs and GPT based. And a very important factor over here, I'm just going to hammer it home again, is that reports are going to be both in English and Arabic. So that's going to be very helpful. Aside of that, benefits for the hospitals, we have to obviously keep that in mind. Diagnostic efficiency goes up. I've just talked about those. Workflow optimization. It streamlines the diagnostic process and the pathway, and obviously saves time and money for all parties involved. Just moving on, and you're welcome to share this with colleagues as well. People you think who are interested are most welcome to have a look at it. And again, we are serving underserved populations, people in rural areas, people who can't afford it, people with geographic limitations. And by early intervention, we can promote longer life and longevity, and enabling timely management of progressive neurological diseases. So that's very important. The quality of life is what the main point is over here. And again, it's a little bit of repetition over here. That again, this is in a nutshell, this is what we're doing. We're empowering care providers. There's consistency, there's reliability, and that's about it. So please feel free to share this around. We've got another brochure over here, which is for the products. This will essentially be given to doctors who have interest in the product and they want to know more about what's going on. So it's essentially bullet point based points about what our 3 products are: the predictor model, and then obviously we have the neuroanalyzer, and it just gives you a overview on what the solution is and how it's going to be deployed. And if anyone wants obviously a detailed analysis of the thing and then more information, then they're very welcome to reach out to me. On the business perspective, they talk to me. On a technical perspective, it's either Azam or Helio, with Azam taking the lead. So, and then the neuro assistant, the intelligent chatbot as well. This is very popular. I've talked to a couple of doctors about it. They're very crazy about this thing. So they actually want this sooner than the other models, but I told them it's phase by phase. So that's about it. I will share both of these in the group as well, so you guys can take a look at it. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen now, and I will ask Zayan to share her screen. I know she wants to talk about something. Zayan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Mr. Ahmed, for the and Mr. Azam for the amazing presentation. So right now, I will proceed to introduce myself and also my journey. So for starters, I will first. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it. Perfect.
Okay. So a little bit about me. I'm Zayan. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I have started programming at the age of 11, 12. I have learned like multiple languages. Um, I would like to actually focus on my experience. So I have built a few games and websites. I have built games using JavaScript and also Python. Although I built them, but I would say my specialty or what I specialize in actually lies in web development. I have built websites using CSS, JavaScript, and similar languages. I'll also talk about Alkhalaf company, which I'm gonna talk about more in detail later. That I even sold a while ago. I also have experience. I also have two internships, which I'll also talk about in detail. So the company I have built, the company website I have built is to share their projects and their prices. It's not yet in action, but I have already sold it as a draft. So here is kind of the basic demonstration. You scroll down, for instance, you press on here, you're immediately taken to the main page. You can see their products, the prices, for instance. Here are also the details of the item, asparagus. Yeah, but it's still under development. My second experience, which I'm most proud of also, is that I attended two hackathon competitions. The second one, which I really adore, is the competition that I had led and wrote the idea. So instead of the professor or the teacher taking attendance manually, there's going to be an AI agent that recognizes by voice, like voice recognition, recognizes the students' voices, whether they have participated or attended the class. It's going to be used by microphones. It's going to detect them using microphones for each student. So it's still under development too. But if I have the chance, I'm gonna send you the project on the group chat. Moving on to my internships, I actually had two internships in the past. The first one was in a company in the finance department. I have recently, it was like a few months ago. I was an intern for about 2 years. My second internship, which is the one I'm actually very proud of, is joining the NCAI neuroscience company. I am currently in the AI associate leadership department. We are learning we're learning about the MRI process, how the images are scanned. I also mentioned it before that it is that the company's main purpose is to detect early signs of diseases such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. In this program, we don't only see and learn; we actually get hands-on experience. What makes it even better is that it's accessible to everyone. Although I don't hold the enough enough knowledge, I would say this was an amazing opportunity that I got to join it because it is accessible to students from various backgrounds. From both healthcare, tech, such as my background. So yeah, that's about it. So here is also my contact info, my email, which could be Zayan Alkhalaf. Yeah, so that's about it. My main purpose in sharing this is to gain connections and also learn about really efficient methods that you think I should do projects I should build, and if you have any other advice, I would be welcome. I'll be thankful. Thank you so much.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Zian. Thank you for your very brief introduction and about your experience and everything. That's very nice of you. And the purpose behind that essentially is that I want all the participants in the group to sort of interact with each other because I have a list of about 35 people now who have registered for the program. Obviously, all of them can't make it to the class, they have commitments elsewhere, and they message me privately if that's the case. But at any given time, I think we do have anywhere between 15 to 20 people. Usually now the average is that people are joining. And aside of those 35 people, there are a lot more people that are contacting me on LinkedIn as well. And although they haven't officially joined the program, they then request for the recording of the session, and then they go through that. So it is a evolving sort of community, and I want everyone. So one by one, I'll be going through all the people. So you don't necessarily have to have a slideshow presentation. I mean, you can speak about yourself without the presentation as well, although the presentation really helps. So I want everyone, I'm going to pick one person every week. They're going to talk about themselves. And that's how all the people are in the group are going to make connections. Because in the longer run, what you have to look at is the three things that we are focusing on right now. Okay. So, okay, we have the training program, which is fine, but there's also a couple of other things. There's a collaborative R&D platform that we have. Now, it's a in process, in progress thing, but what we're doing is we're getting these top neurologists and AI experts. We already have people from Canada. We have Helio, we have Azam, but we're also getting people from institutions like King Faisal Specialist Hospital Research Center, from King Saud University. Some of you have interacted with Dr. Ashwag. She was on one of a few of the calls. We're getting very close to signing an agreement with Cost as well. They're based out there close to Jeddah. And then there's other institutions that are coming on board. So we're getting this collaborative platform up and running. So what's going to happen is these people that we are in the training program, they're going to be thrown into the same group as those experts. So, and once that happens, then you're going to interact with top level neurologists, people high up in the government departments like the MCIT and the RDIA, and universities, hospitals. So that's going to really help you out in not in your studies, just your studies, but it's going to help you connect with potential employers in the future. You need help with RDI stuff, I can connect you with the right people, and it's going to help build you a network. So that's very important. It's going to start taking off. Obviously, we're in the baby step process right now. Our company registration is in process. The RDIA is giving us letter of support. Probably going to take 2 or 3 months for the registration to go through, but as soon as it's done, then the formal signings of the MOUs will start. So get ready for those. Obviously, people who are interested in going with me to these MOU signings and meeting these professionals are very welcome to come. Ahmed Alaisa, I know he's interested in meeting those high-end doctors and neurologists. So we actually met at King Faisal Hospital when I was over there last month as well. And obviously, we have other students. Might have your own interest. You might have an interest in neuroscience, so you can accompany me to the hospitals when I go. You might have a interest in academia, so you can accompany me to King Saud University when I'm going, or to Cost for people who are based out there in Jeddah. KSU is obviously in Riyadh, and I will be going to the ministries as well. If someone is interested, they're very more than welcome to come along with me. So I have to go and meet Ali Koblan and Safal Rashid. I think she's the Vice Minister for Human Capital Development. So she's the one who's sponsoring this women empowerment AI program. Although the program is both for male and females, but they're especially interested in us having more females in the program. So they've requested a meeting as well. So next time I'm in Riyadh, I will be going in to see them. And you guys are most welcome. Anyone wants to come along, they're most welcome to come. Make connections. You can add them on LinkedIn, and this is how your sort of network grows, especially for the students. And last but not least, there's an Alzheimer's awareness campaign that we want to run as well. I know we've been putting a post on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn at the end of the day is just a it's a small business community. I'm going to start posting on Instagram and other social media outlets as well, because I think they're more mainstream. At the same, because we have to target the public, not just the patients or the doctors or the business professionals, but also we're going to start running the program on the ground. So I'm talking to people at KSU, at Cost, at King Faisal. We're going to have some sort of a presence at events that these institutions will be holding. I was supposed to have a call today with the president of a group called Brain. They have a similar sort of a R&D collaborative platform. I think they're based out of one of the universities. I think it's Al Faisal University. It might be King Saud or Al Faisal, one of them. So I had a call with her today, the president, but she got postponed to tomorrow. So we're trying to plan some events with them as well. So if you're interested in those events, you can go to universities. For the females, if you want to go to an all-girls university, it could be King Saud, you can go. Or if you don't care about that, you can go. If you want to go anywhere, you can go to the hospitals. You can meet people over there. It's just going to be a, a very good exercise, I think, for you guys to connect. And that's about it. It's about a 45-minute session today. I know Azam sessions run into a couple of hours at the very least. So it's a refreshing change that everyone's getting off early. But from next week onwards, the session, we're going to pass the ball to Helio. Helio is going to be talking about Helio. What's your session going to be based on next week?
I want to do a review of previous sessions to make sure, but in principle, what I want to do is do a review of convolutional neural networks, since it's such an important technology for the NCAI tech stack.
Okay, perfect. So Helio is going to be taking the next session. It's going to be next Friday. I will be sending the links out. And then the week after that, it's going to be Azam again. So we will give Azam, I think, 3 weeks in a row, and then he will get back to his technical stuff. I know he doesn't like to be absent for too long, so it's going to pass back to him. And I see Nuha, you've raised your hand. Please go ahead if you have a question.
Yes, thank you, Ahmad, for calling me and sending me the link. I'm happy to be part of these initiatives. So unfortunately, I missed the first 10 minutes. So, and what I catch is you are talking about like it's an AI tool that based on GPT that's I would like to ask more about the modeling itself. So is it a tool? Is it a platform? Is it how if you give me a brief introduction about the thing that you're presenting.
No problem, Nuha. I will start with the introduction, and then Azam can fill in from a technical perspective. So essentially, it is an AI-driven diagnostic tool that we are developing for early diagnosis of neuro diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. What's going to happen is currently what happens is a patient goes through multiple MRIs and fMRIs, and then they go to see neurologists and neuro experts, and then they look at those reports and they use their years of experience in coming up with a judgment. With Alzheimer's, especially, fMRIs are very popular because they give you a holistic view and see how the brain is reacting, for example, to different pharmaceuticals, or how it is reacting to different situations. And sometimes it's very difficult not for the patients to go through this rigorous testing. My father, he had Alzheimer's, and what happens usually, I've seen this firsthand, that what happens is as the body starts to give away, it is very difficult for these patients to go to hospitals and go through extensive MRI exams, and then you get to a stage that people just give up. So that is essentially what we're trying to fight. We want people to go and take one MRI exam, go to a doctor, and get this sorted out. Well, by sorted out, I mean there's no cure for it right now. But if you catch it early, you can prolong your life. And going to allow for fewer tests for doctors to come up with a diagnosis, and the diagnosis is going to be based on a platform which is not just subjective, and it's not just relying on a doctor's expertise, but it's going to be something that is going to have reliable data-based analytics behind it.
So And now the data that you are using for that, is it a general data sets from everywhere in the world, or are you using certain benchmark?
Okay, so there are two companies that we are taking the data from. So one of them is called ADNI. That's an Alzheimer's-based institute out in the US. And there's also another one by the name of OASIS, which specializes in medical imaging. These are the companies that are providing us with data. So, for example, for Alzheimer's, they've given us a data which has more than 100,000 images. What happens is they give us data which is classified and which is segmented, and it is profiled by type. So maybe they give us 25,000 images for of patients that had Alzheimer's, or another 20,000 that were moderately demented, and then 20,000 that were normal, or 20,000 that have advanced stage of Alzheimer's. So it is reliable data that we're getting from them, and then that's what that we train the model on. As far as local data, Saudi data is
Yes,
concerned, so there's a couple of
yes,
points over there. I've talked to some
yes,
neurologists, and they said that they would be they actually want me to use Saudi data as well,
exactly.
because they feel that the people of Saudi Arabia might have different brain characteristics. So they want to see what the difference
Yes,
is.
exactly,
So
exactly.
we're going to get data from King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center. So we're collaborating with a doctor by the name of Dr. Faisal Al Thaibi. He's a neuro specialist over there. And so that's what we're planning in the summer, that now we're going to get data from them, and then the models will be get trained on that. And then we'll see how the accuracy comes out. So
Okay.
it's a good endeavor, inshallah.
Yes, the reason that I'm asking this question, because also I'm collaborating from computer science college at King Saud University with the Department of Neurology at King Khalid Hospital. It's also from KSU, also all these under the KSU, let's say, scientific work. So
Okay.
basically, we are working on Parkinson disease. I'm working with Dr. Suhaila. Up to my knowledge, she holding a PhD on Parkinson disease. And what we would like to do is to do a kind of benchmarks, but basically for Saudi patient, because what we believe, we have a different lifestyle compared to US population or to European population. And we believe this will contribute to the progress of the disease, and how, Parkinson or Alzheimer, there is no curation for that. However, depending on the plan that you give, could slow down, or could improve the or could contribute to the development of the program. So this is what we are trying to understand. So I think we could collaborate also to unify the efforts and work together, maybe to I don't know, I heard you say about a platform or something like this, like we can, because I didn't see any notification, and I'm not a part of any, I didn't see any thing in LinkedIn. So if you could add me, we could have another discussion in further detail, and we could, because we built a bench, like a platform from data that we collected from Kaggle for protein, analyzing the protein and peptide. And that's what we did. Maybe we can have a further discussion and discuss it in detail. Another thing I was concerned about is using GPT as in the tool itself to make a recommendation. To which extent do you think that you avoid hallucination?
Okay, so I'll answer those one by one. 100% we would definitely be interested in a collaboration, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build this platform that brings all the neuroscientists together with the AI experts, and we get these both branches of experts, and they help us in the R&D of our solution, and obviously solutions that they may be working on. I've heard of this project. Dr. Faisal told me about this project that you're working on for Parkinson's. I also met Dr. Al-Kabani. He's from CAST. He said that he knew about your
Yeah.
project as well. I don't know if he's directly working on it or not.
Mhm.
But he said that that you guys are working on it. I asked him how close was it to completion. He said, but there was still some work that was left, that was not close to completion. But yes, we would love to be a part of it. We'd love to share data with you and see the solution that you're developing, and see and show you our progress, and see how we can both benefit from this. So that's 100%. Number two, we're also collaborating with King Saud University. So there's a from in the neuro department. I was there last month with a couple of people from NCAI. So I met the person we are collaborating with. Her name is Dr. Ashwag. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know if you know of her, but I will send you her profile as well. And
Yes, absolutely.
so
Yeah.
she's the one we are working with over there, and we are also going to be running an AI and neuroscience based training program boot camp in KSU in September.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
but I will be coming before that as well, probably next month. So yeah, I will get you in touch with our people, and hopefully we can get you added to the platform and get your experts in there, and treat it as a as an exchange of information and expertise that helps both you guys and us as well. So that's number
Mhm.
one. And number two, I've forgotten the second question. Okay,
And the
so
sec yeah.
the GPT based one. Okay, so what
Yes.
this is doing is, now we have to keep in mind that we're looking to not only develop the solution but also commercialize it. Okay, so
Okay.
once we commercialize it, we go to SFDA, which is the Saudi
Yes.
uh,
Yes. Yes. I'm aware. Yeah.
authority, and then we have to
Yeah.
get approval from them as well. So now, if
Yeah.
we say that it is going to be 100% GPT based, and we don't need a doctor, and the system is going to give you the diagnosis, and that's it, it's going to be impossible to sell it to doctors, because at the end of the day, doctors are going to be the ones using it, and it is not a replacement for doctors, this solution. And number
Sure.
two, it's going to be
Sure.
impossible to sell it to the SFDA as well. So this base system, yes, it's going to be based. It is based on GPT, but it's not wholly based on GPT. And the results that are derived, then it has to be checked by a doctor. Whether the doctor has to do a sanity check for the results. We can't just rely on the system, and no matter how high the accuracy is. But that's the point, that it's going to help the doctor come to the conclusion at a faster pace in a smaller amount of time, and essentially that's what the system is.
So
I hope
basically,
that
you
answers.
are using the GPT as a way to summarize the MRI findings to be in, let's say, communicatable way, like to rather than, for example, analyzing the MRI and uh, uh, diagnose the area that you suspect or make a decision. The AI model is make a decision. This is like Alzheimer disease, or this is a certain stage of Alzheimer disease. Then these you will send these to ChatGPT to create a report. Is it? That's it. Or
Uh,
you
well,
use GPT for
well,
more.
partially, yes, but you also have to keep in mind that, okay, so our model is trained on the data, and it is not
Mhm.
wholly GPT based. So if we've trained the data on 100,000 images, so what's going to happen is, number one, the model is going to get the new MRI that the doctor gives the model. It's going to upload it, run it. The model is going to compare it to the model's been trained on those hundreds thousands of images, so it's going to find a match over there. If it is a match to an MRI which was problematic in the past, it was slightly demented, or it had extreme aggressive Alzheimer's, or if it was normal, whatever the case is, number one, it's
Mhm.
going to pick it out and tell you, okay, it's going to tell the doctor it's a match to that MRI, and that's why the model gives this results. And it is not just going to tell you it's a match; it's going to tell you why it's a match, and that's where the GPT stuff comes in as well, because
Mhm.
it's going to tell you from a technical perspective. So, for
Mhm.
example, if you have an MRI and you have done intensity normalization on it, that's what our system
Mhm.
does as
Mhm.
well, and you've classified it by color type, and there's a
Mhm.
specific match somewhere. It's going to give you via explainable AI not only the
Mhm.
diagnosis, but it's also going to tell you why it has come to that diagnosis. And then the
Okay.
doctor has to see whether, again, do a sanity check if the system is right or not.
Um, okay, so basically you are using the GPT to interpret the result of the deep learning model.
Yes, it is going to be, the GPT is going to be interpreting the result. Azam, do you want to add something to that? Or
Yeah,
he,
basically GPT performing not like a typical chatbot is
Mm-hmm.
it's worked as agentic model as
Yeah.
some like that reasoning model is advanced type of the model, and all model also interpret backend over CNN computer vision model and
Mm-hmm.
diagnose the MRI plus the cognitive tests and other
Mm-hmm.
historical history. All the
Mm-hmm.
things are collaboratively handled the over agentic model and
Mm-hmm.
prepare a comprehensive report in both version, English and Arabic version. And
Mm-hmm.
also the explanation AI gives the report of different slices of the MRI
Mm-hmm.
and through the gradient cam and other explanation AI methods like lab and shape. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
make a comprehensive report which covers mostly the all the things
Mm-hmm.
which need the narrow doctor regarding the interpretation of MRI.
Yeah.
That's a
Yes.
team behind that.
Yes, that's return me to my first question is we know that since we are using LLMs and we using these and we
We
know
are
it's similar to hallucination. So
we
have
are
you benchmarked or we are talking at the end about medical reports that have you just from curiosity have you done
yeah yeah
any verification to see to which extent
we
the
are
kind of hallucination is produced.
we are using to we are using the part of the LLM which are basically based on the narrow, like some LLM models which are trained by Google and trained by DeepSeek and also trained by
Mhm,
Google. We use such part of LLM. We are not use the whole part of the things of LLM, and plus
uh-huh,
we use some protocols. That's like you know that the latest protocol is MCP. MCP is a
mhm,
model context protocol which deal with
mhm,
different tools interact at the same time. Just like
uh-huh,
the interact over model inference and also it interacts different hybrid uh, LLMs, and we extract all the information through the RAG. RAG means retrieval
okay.
augmentation generation, and as Sir Ahmed says that it's not a concrete, it's just an approximation report. Doctor
Mhm,
also evaluate such report because in all LLMs are not fully trained on the medical reports. These
yes.
are helps to the doctor uh, for the sake of time
Mhm.
and get some concrete information which are not available by doctor, such like that.
I'm just
Yes.
going to add something over here, Dr. Nuha, to better address your question. And this is the reason that we've sort of developed this collaborative R&D
Mhm,
platform. So
mhm,
these results that we're going to be getting and the reports that our system is going to be generating, now these are going to be
mhm,
sent off, for example, Dr. Faisal at Al Faisal at hospital and
mhm,
other experts in Saudi Arabia that we're getting on board, and Dr. Schwag, for example. And then they're
mhm,
going to be verifying, okay, so if our results, what's the accuracy of those results, especially the
mhm, mhm,
explanation AI stuff, right? I mean,
mhm,
our system might be diagnosing correctly that a person is slightly demented,
mhm,
but the
mhm.
reasoning behind that, is that a match
Yes.
to what Dr. Schwag and Dr. Fessel are saying?
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
that's the purpose of essentially building this collaboration that we start. Obviously, it's something that our product is not finished; it is still in
Mhm,
development. And that's why
yes.
we're coming to Saudi Arabia. We're getting
Mhm,
the Saudi help to build the
mhm,
product, to sell
mhm,
it, commercialize it eventually in Saudi Arabia. So it makes sense to get Saudi
mhm.
experts on board. So it's work in progress to answer your question.
Okay, okay. So that it is very nice. I'm happy to hear all these information, and definitely I appreciate all the effort that has been done, it's definitely compared to the standards way of doing the diagnosis, definitely will help in early diagnosis. So thank you so much, and sorry for the question, but I
No,
believe that I
no, no.
missed the
You're
important
most
part.
welcome. No. You're most
Thank you.
welcome. That's what the meeting is for. And Nuha, is it Dr. Nuha, by the way?
Yes,
Okay, perfect.
it's
Dr.
right.
Nuha, if you can
Yes.
just send me your email, you can just send it to
Uh-huh.
me on LinkedIn. And what I
Mhm.
will do is I will send over our white paper and some of our tech stuff. So once you have something that you can read,
Mhm.
it will give you a
Mhm.
better understanding as well, some
Yeah,
diagrams.
yeah.
And then let's get on a call. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe on Monday or Sunday, whenever
Mhm.
you're available. And then we can figure out how we can collaborate further and share information and everything.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much.
Perfect, perfect. You're welcome. If anyone has any questions, please fire
Mhm.
away. Otherwise, we will all beg leave. All good? Okay. So, anyways, thanks for attending, guys, today. I know it was a bit of a shorter session. Our usual sessions are geared towards AI training and programming. And thank you all for attending. Nuha, do you have another question?
No, just thank you so much for you.
Perfect, perfect. Helio, do you have a question?
No, I was just complimenting you for the
Oh, oh, that
presentation.
was a compliment. I thought that was a hands up.
Yes.
Okay. That's all right. That's all right. Anyways, I know it's a holiday in Saudi Arabia, and I know in North America and everywhere else, it's everyone's just getting ready for the weekend. So I will let you guys go, and good call today, and I will see you guys next week, next Friday, inshallah, and have a safe weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great weekend. Bye bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Bye.